everybody. Guess where we're at? Jefferson Patterson Park. Now we're here to show you the importance of this place. So as you can see over here, we have a little play area. Now, you don't always need technology to play. Sometimes you can just use nature, such as these trees and logs. You can use them as seats, slide down them, go under them. And look at this beautiful piece of art. It's like a little closing fence area where people can maybe play like a fun game of ball where you can hit the ball and whoever hits it out loses. As you can see, you see these plants. You're thinking like, they're just regular plants. No, really, this is a milkweed, and it's in the summer when monarch butterflies or caterpillars start eating them to really survive. Instead of staying inside playing your video games, why don't you go out here? Because this could help kids create a better future with nature. We're right here, and we need to walk all the way to this Indian village right here. So this trail right here should take us there. So, yeah, let's do this. So right now we are walking to the Indian village, so it's gonna take us a little time, but I can't wait to show you guys. So, yeah. This looks like a bud place where bud food's down. I wonder if there's any bud food in there. We should leave it alone. But this is why we should keep this place. This is our first stop, the picnic pavilion. Well, people can always have lunch here, like if they're taking a break from this little hike. Oh, it looks like there's some information over there. Let's go to it. We have the first people. Humans have been surviving in Maryland for at least the last 13,000 years, starting with a people known as the Paleo-Indians. Nomadic Paleo-Indians traveled in small family groups, carrying their belongings with them as they hunted game, gathered plants, and collected high-quality stone used to make their distinctive fluted spear points. Now, if you're wondering when they say hunted game, it's not a hunted game like duck hunt. When that actually means really animals. So it's just a shorter way of saying it. Chesapeake's embayment, no pun intended. When the Paleo-Indians lived in this area, the Chesapeake Bay did not exist. As the Ice Age glaciers began to melt more than 10,000 years ago, ocean levels started to rise. This gradually submerged the ancient Susquehanna River Valley and created the Chesapeake Bay. By 6,000 years ago, the bay looked much like it does now today. Coastal Algonquians, the people who were living along the river when European settlers arrived, spoke a dialect of Eastern Algonquian. Similar languages were spoken from North Carolina to Canada. At the time, there were several hundred tribes in the eastern woodlands, belonging to the three major language groups, the Algonquian, Iroquoian, and the Hurons. In the Chesapeake Bay region, there were a number of chiefdoms or tribal groups along the Patterson River. Captain John Smith counted 200 fighting men, which suggests that about 850 adults and children lived on this area in the early 1600s. Here on the lower stretch of the river, Smith saw 10 villages. The chiefs of village at the time was called Patterson, and these groups retain that name in the historic record. It seems like we are approaching the Indian village. Oh, what's this? Family customs and beliefs. In the Chesapeake region, one extended family typically lived in each house.
mother, father, children, plus some grandparents and other relatives. Inheritance of both status and possessions followed one man's material in line from the mother's brother rather than the father. Social responsibilities were learned from uncles. Elders were respected for their knowledge and wisdom. Men and women wore deer hide or woven plant fibers, aprons around their waists. Children were generally naked until puberty. Bear grease mixed with red ochre was used to repel insects and to provide insulation in cold weather. Men usually shaved the right or both side of their head so the hair wasn't caught when they were shooting game. The hair was on the other side, grew long and was tied up with twine and feathers. They wore cloaks of deerskin, woven fibers, furs, or feathers in the winter, or in for ceremonies. Necklaces of shell, seed, and clay, beads, animal teeth, and copper pieces were worn to show status and wealth.
Seems like we're here, but we should stay quiet just in case if there are any other visitors. It seems like these are palisades, but these are actually like spike walls. Really, palisades are like little X's. They're like multiple X's. That's what palisades are. They're hung on like little dunes. Oh, it looks like we have a little visitor.
We don't want to go in there.
So, it seems like one of the passages we saw on one of those little signs. I'm pretty sure this is for ceremonies. They would dance around them with little maracas of some sort, like a circle dance, going around with at least 10 people around it. But yeah, a very nice block of wood. This seems like a boat. Some plant life growing in it a little bit, but I know how these were made. They would usually chop down trees, then set the middle of it on fire and it would burn through. Then they would basically try and test it out, and these would work very great. It seems like this one had like a little damage on the side. Either that's just decaying or we got into a little wreckage. Jefferson Patterson Park is all about families having fun with each other. It's about the Native Americans, and also another important part of it is the animal life. As you can see how many animals are on this picture, and all these animals are true. We should keep this place because if you're gonna take away the land, you're gonna take away the animals. That's my reasoning and fact.